Hey everybody, welcome back. And if you are unaware of the farm folks boob jiggle physics conundrum scenario scandal, whatever you want to call it, that has unfolded over the last few days, here's the quick TLDR. This game farm folks from a studio called Creativo was in the process of, getting feedback on their physics of their game. Apparently on their Discord, they have a lot of fun, kind of irreverent humor or whatever. But this is just like a silly, cozy farm sim. It wasn't supposed to be too, over the top, overtly sexual and all that. And they made a joke about how much jiggle physics you want to see in the game, to which, people had varying responses. And then they said, how about 150% physics? Because, again, somebody on Discord had said something about wanting to see it in 150, no big deal. And everyone online freaked out. Black Girl Gamers, a whole bunch of their fans, their supposed customers were like, oh, that you need to do better when it comes to women's bodies and all this stuff. Okay, fast forward to a couple days later. Unfortunately, the CEO, Alex Koshelkov, I do believe his name is, went and did a 1-hour Discord interview with Alyssa Mercante at Kotaku, of all people, who then wrote this article basically saying how he wanted to be sensitive, but he didn't attack right-wingers enough. He said there's bad people on both sides of the extreme. Said that he wanted to represent women's bodies in a tasteful way, and said that, he thought jiggle physics were fine. He just didn't want to overtly appeal to people who wanted to just come to his game just for the jig. He didn't just want to be like, hey, here's boobs, now play my game. He wanted to give people more than that. And again, some of the things that he said in the article seemed pretty harsh. I mean, it seemed like he was honestly attacking gamers for a minute, saying that anybody who wanted to see jiggle physics in his game needed to go touch a woman in real life and get out of their mom's basement, essentially. Well, come to find out, as we get through the day, apparently he was misrepresented. Shocker! Shocker, misrepresented by Alyssa Mercante of all people. So you can actually see in his replies here, I wonder if I actually have this brought up. So what you see here is Alyssa Mercante going back, talking about their interview, saying, I said this to him during our interview, but the Farm Folks CEO's attempts to, quote, not be political are very naive in the current climate. His replies are very telling. You got pulled into a culture war because you don't have a community manager who knew that titty physics wasn't the move, chief. Then you apologized. Then the titty physics gooners got mad that you apologized, and then I interviewed you. Them's the breaks. And so he responded and said, hi, Alyssa. You've been using me as a tool against your nemesis, and I'm not sure if it was intentional or accidental. You misrepresented a few of my points. In our dialogue, you agreed that it's all cool to have women's breast movement in games. You reached out to me for clarification yourself and then refused to share it with your readers on X. And here's what he's talking about. You can see this message back and forth where she said, hi, Alex. I noticed you've been replying to people saying I intentionally misrepresented one of your quotes, which is what he did. He came out and said, yo, now everyone's pissed off at me. I'm getting, harassing emails, and Twitter users are spurging out at me because you misrepresented me. You misinterpreted what I said. Now, I think we need to be fair to Alex. He only, his dominant language, his first language is not English. So he's over in a foreign country doing an interview with Alyssa Mercante of all people via Discord video chat. So I do think the audio or video transcript could clear up some of the mess if we were to see it for ourselves. Anyway, she said, what did you mean to say? I recorded our entire conversation and went over it with transcription. And he said, hi, Alyssa. I strongly believe that this sentence was taken out of context to support a specific narrative and goal. I believe it's part of a larger context where you and I agreed that having a breast physics in the game is acceptable. The quote that you shared was my response to people that are offended by the breast movement in the game. I'm clarifying what I meant since it seems it was taken out of bigger context, and I probably didn't choose the best word to express it. I didn't intend to hurt anyone or call names, but it's being interpreted this way now. Well, he went to Alyssa Mercante, who has a massive axe to grind against gamers, white people, right-wingers, centrists, anybody who is, slightly right of far left, okay? And he said, can you be so kind to share with me the recording? And no, she's not going to give him the recording. That's pretty obvious at this point. And she responded and said, I want you to tell me what part of the above quote you believe should be included in the section to properly represent you. And then she just goes back over the quote from the article. And he said, you're cutting the most important part out of it. Hi, Alyssa. I strongly believe that this sentence was taken out of context. And then he italicized, I probably didn't choose the best words to express it. I didn't intend to hurt anyone or call names, but it's being interpreted this way now. And she says, so you want me to include that statement? Are you denying what you said that I've quoted? And he says, is that what I said? That I'm denying it. I'm explaining what I meant. And so he said, I thought you said you'll post my clarification. And of course, she posted something on Twitter, but not in the article itself. So again, she has no intention of editing her article. Remember, this is a journalist, everybody. And she says, your statement is at the end of the piece. And he says, is it in your tweet? Because I don't see it there. And she goes, my tweet is not the piece. It's in the piece. And he asked her, you don't think it's important to clarify it there as well? And she once again responded, it's in the piece. Alex then says, I got that, yeah. In your tweet, you're saying you reached me for clarification and then you didn't include it. It just feels a bit off and probably is going to mislead your readers. And she responds with, I am not a service. You do not get to dictate to me how I represent you. Goodbye. Alyssa Mercante, everybody. I mean, well, at this point, if you've been paying attention at all, you would not expect anything else from this person, okay? Oh, now it's saying I'm blocked and I can't see her. Well, I can see her right here for a minute. And of course, people are reaching out to him and saying, you know what, hi, Alex, I've never heard of farm folks before, but after recent drama internet, it's brought me here. People who came to hate your game aren't gamers and wouldn't buy your game anyways. They believe that they are at war and their goal is just to push their opinion on things. And he says, thanks, for your support and kind words. People have said, hey, just make the game you want to make. He said, you've got my word on that. A lot of positivity coming out of this. And so, of course, now, the funny thing about all this is Kotaku actually posted something about Stellar Blade recently, the game that's got so much controversy. And, apparently Stellar Blade's official account retweeted Kotaku, which is ironic because Kotaku is one of those outlets that I believe Stellar Blade is smart enough to realize we need to avoid these people at all cost. And then later, they undid the retweet, which is absolutely hilarious. And of course, it made Alyssa Mercante seethe even more. And so you see right here, it says, oh no, they were misled again, talking about Grummz saying, what does this mean, Stellar Blade? And then someone points out that they undid the retweet and she's like, LMFAO pussies. It's like, yeah, Alyssa, right, okay. But I think the best thing we'll say for last here, she actually posted this now and says, this is for the YouTube reactionaries. It's even easier to Photoshop me into your shitty video where you read my entire article out loud like the kid in school who dreaded getting picked for popcorn reading. No, actually, I don't think anybody's reading your entire article. We're just making fun of you, Alyssa. But I'm going to use this for my thumbnail. In fact, I'm just going to use this entire little section here. So yeah, very interesting. Honestly, I think Alyssa exists at this point on Kotaku just to keep the hate views coming in. But again, remember, if you're going to go to their articles anyways, use the archive links, guys. Don't go to the article. Use the archives. They exist for a reason. It gives these people no traffic, no ad revenue, nothing that they can benefit off of or profit off of, And these websites, Kotaku, The Gamer, The Verge, they're all going to close down eventually. In fact, I do believe Geo Media still owns Kotaku. I could be wrong about that, but Geo Media is the one that sold off Deadspin to avoid getting sued after they slandered that kid that went to that Chiefs game. So Alyssa Mercante better be careful, because if the more that she keeps pushing it and misrepresenting people, I honestly think she's going to be liable for a lawsuit pretty soon here. And it'll be absolutely hilarious if it happens. All right, guys, let me know what you think about all this, and we will see you later. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have two channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.